You are listening to Sleeping in the Wild Stories. The soft, soothing life stories of animals in the wild are told at nature's slow pace. Relax and rest on this journey. I was born into warm, quiet waters. Waters chosen carefully by my mother after traveling thousands of miles across the open sea. My earliest memory is not a shape or a sound, but a sensation. The pressure of water lifting me, the soft push of my mother guiding me upward, and the sudden brightness that waited above. I had never breathed air before, yet when I finally reached the surface and took my first breath, it felt like the beginning of something vast. The world was enormous. Light shimmered across the water in soft, wavering bands. Everything moved, and currents, waves, the shadow of my mother circling around me. I stayed close to her, always pressed against her side or tucked under the safety of her fin. Her body was enormous, steady, and warm. She carried a calm presence I didn't yet understand. When she moved, I followed. When she stopped, I rested. Her heartbeat vibrated gently through the water, a deep, slow rhythm I trusted more than anything else. In those early days, I learned the world slowly. I learned how the sun warmed the surface, how the night cooled it, how the ocean sounded when calm, and how it whispered before storms. The ocean is full of voices, but a calf hears them long before it knows what they mean. Low, distant pulses traveled for miles. Faint songs drifted through the deep. The water carried everything: sound, movement, even emotion, like a memory suspended in blue. I didn't yet know these were whales calling to one another. I only knew that the ocean was alive with something ancient. My mother rarely sang then. Instead, she spoke to me in soft vibrations, subtle clicks, and warm nudges. She didn't need words to tell me everything I needed to know. Stay close. Don't drift too far. The ocean is big, but you are safe with me. I grew quickly. Her milk strengthened my body, thickened my skin, and prepared me for colder waters. My flukes gained power. My lungs stretched to hold more air. Each day I swam a little farther on my own, still clumsy, still unbalanced, but learning. When she finally began swimming north, I didn't question it. Migration lives inside us long before we understand it. The water cooled day by day. Sunlight filtered deeper with a softer glow. The currents changed from gentle to steady, then to strong. I felt the ocean widening beneath me, opening into a world far beyond the warm nursery where I was born, and I felt myself widening with it. Those early migrations were a slow education. I learned to glide with the swells instead of fighting them. I learned how the surface shimmered differently before storms. I learned the difference between shallow sunlight and the shadowed mystery of deeper water, and I learned to dive. At first, it was frightening. Light faded quickly as we descended. Pressure wrapped around my body like a heavy blanket, but my mother descended with grace and patience, showing me how to let the water hold me rather than resist it. Down in the twilight zone, the world became quiet. Shapes moved slowly. Strange glowing creatures drifted like floating sparks. The deep was a cathedral, still immense and humming with distant whale songs. Those songs changed me. They were slow and deliberate, ancient in a way no eyes can see. Hearing them felt like hearing the heartbeat of the ocean itself. When we surfaced after a long dive, I always breathed with more awareness. Air tasted different after the deep, cooler, clearer, like something earned. But the ocean is not always gentle. One night, as we swam under a dark sky, an unnatural noise trembled through the water. Sharp, painful, metallic. It grew louder and louder until it echoed inside my body. A massive shadow tore through the sea, moving fast and indifferent. My mother pushed me down, far from its reach. Even deep below, the noise rang through my skull. When it passed, the silence felt bruised. Later I would understand. It was a ship, loud, careless, and blind to the world it traveled through. Slowly, the calm returned, but that night left a mark inside me, a reminder that the ocean held dangers not born from nature. Despite this, my world continued expanding. I grew strong enough to swim in wide arcs around my mother. I practiced rising and sinking with the waves. I watched her feed on krill, her enormous jaws sweeping through shimmering clouds of tiny life. And I learned that even the largest creature in the ocean survives by taking in the smallest. The day I began needing less of her milk, she slowed her pace. She let me swim ahead sometimes, testing my awareness, watching me from a distance. She called me back when I strayed too far but allowed more space between us each week. And then, one morning, everything changed. The sea was calm. Pale light filtered through gentle waves. We had been diving and rising in a slow rhythm, and when we surfaced this time, she did not turn toward me. She sang, just once, a long, low note that traveled far into the blue. It wasn't a call to follow. It wasn't a warning. It was a farewell. She angled her body away and swam forward. I followed at first instinctively, but her pace did not shift to meet mine. The distance grew. The water widened between us. For the first time, her presence faded from the currents around me, disappearing not abruptly but naturally, like dusk dissolving into night. I floated there for a long time, letting the ocean hold me, not frightened, not lost, just aware that the world had suddenly grown much bigger. That was the beginning of my solitude. In the months that followed, I became my own guide. I learned to navigate by instinct and sound. I dove deeper, stayed longer in the quiet below, and listened to whales I had never seen. Their voices became companions, distant but present, comforting in the way stars are comforting even when far away. Some voices sang long, sweeping patterns. Others pulsed short, rhythmic notes. Some overlapped like intertwined currents of emotion. In time, I added my own song to the ocean. Not loud at first, not confident, but real. A declaration, I am here. The ocean answered, not in words, but in echoes. My voice returning from distant cliffs of water, from unseen canyons, from miles and miles of blue. As the years passed, I traveled thousands of miles on my own, north to feed, south to warm waters, across vast open seas where nothing broke the surface except myself and the wind. Some seasons were gentle, some were difficult. Storms came, currents shifted, ships passed with their loud, aching noise. But I learned to move through these challenges the way my mother had, with patience, with intention, with grace. I grew into my massive body, into the strength of my tail, into the quiet understanding that size does not make one invulnerable, only resilient. Eventually, I returned to the same warm waters where I had been born. I did not come to give birth. My life was different, but to rest, to breathe, to drift through memories carried in the water. The ocean remembers everything, the songs of those who swam before, the migrations etched into its depths, the lives lived in its light and darkness. And when I returned, I felt those memories surround me like a gentle tide. With age, my pace slowed. My dives became more deliberate. My songs lengthened, softening into echoes shaped by decades of travel. I rested more often at the surface, letting the sun warm my back. letting the sky reflect in my eyes. The ocean no longer felt endless in the way it had when I was young. It felt intimate. Vast, yes, but familiar. Layered with meaning. Filled with paths I had traveled enough times to feel like they were part of me. Now, as I drift beneath a calm sky, I feel the quiet wisdom of the deep settling into my bones. I no longer rush. I no longer search. I simply move with the rhythm the ocean offers, the rhythm it always offered, even before I knew how to listen. I am a blue whale, born into warmth, shaped by distance, carried by currents, guided by sound. My life has been slow, immense, emotional, and deeply peaceful. And as you listen now, if your breath slows and your eyes grow heavy, you are simply joining the rhythm I have followed my entire life. Let the water cradle you. Let the quiet surround you. Let yourself drift. I will continue my gentle journey through the endless blue, and you may rest beside me, floating softly in the story of the sea.